everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Teacher Yan, your friendly neighborhood J1 teacher here in South Carolina. And today we will be talking about something very important. That is teacher salary. If you want to know more about it, how much you can earn when you teach here in the US, please keep on watching. Before I begin, I want to share some important notes about how J1 teachers are paid and how teachers are paid in general here in the United States. I want to begin with saying J1 teachers are paid in the same way, in the same basis, under the same salary schedule as any regular local teacher here in the United States. It's also important to know that every state has its own standard and requirements for determining teacher salary. So not all states are the same. 29 states let individual school districts set their own salary schedule. So they give the full autonomy to the individual school districts. Whereas the 13 other states, the salary schedule is set by the state authority. So that alone makes a difference already. For example, in Florida, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, the state gives full authority to the school district. So the school district has full authority on how much they want to pay their teachers. So therefore, if you go to those states, you can expect a different salary from district to district without any minimum salary set. Whereas in states like Washington, New Mexico, New Jersey, the state sets a minimum salary. So they say, hey, teachers cannot be paid lower than this. So they set a minimum salary and then leaves the rest to the individual school's district. On the other hand, for states like Tennessee, Texas, North and South Carolina, where I'm in, the state sets a minimum salary schedule. So they don't just set a minimum salary for teachers, they set a minimum salary schedule. So basically all the basic pays. Another thing that we need to understand is in the United States, every state has also different components that becomes the requirement and the basis of how much compensation a teacher receives. One of those components for most states is performance. But not all states have performance as a factor to determine the compensation or the salary of teachers. Let's go into specifics. In Michigan and Utah, experience doesn't count. Teachers are not paid according to the years of experience. So it doesn't matter if you're a new teacher, like who's been teaching for 2 years, or you're a tenured teacher who's been teaching for 25 years. Experience doesn't count in these states. What counts? They explicitly require the use of performance. So compensation is very performance-based along with other factors. So that's in Michigan and Utah. When you go and work for Florida, Louisiana, and Minnesota, they require performance. But it's not the all it be it factor. And also allows experience. So it's up to the district on whether they want to put experience as another requirement for salary or another factor for salary, or they're just going to do performance and some other else. But performance is a requisite, it's a requirement for Florida, Louisiana, and Minnesota. For New York and Nevada, they require the use of performance. Whereas experience, the state has not really published any requirement for it. So experience is not a factor in New York and Nevada, whereas performance is required. Let's go further. If you go and work for Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Indiana, Texas, they require the use of both performance and experience when it comes to determining the salary of teachers. And lastly, there are the opposite. States who do not factor in performance, only the years of experience. So what states are these? Alabama, North and South Carolina, Rhode Island, and West Virginia. So these states do not factor in performance. So salaries of teachers are not performance based on these states. Instead, the years of experience become a major factor in determining how much you will be paid. So some other important notes that I want to share is that other states do not have policies about teacher performance and salaries. So it would look very different from district to district because there are no base requirements, there are no base policies that govern or how much a district should pay their teachers. Some states offer teachers incentives in the form of bonuses, differential pays, loan forgiveness to attract teachers, especially in those challenged schools. Challenged schools in terms of perhaps demographic of the students they're teaching or they're accommodating, or it can be the location of the school is very difficult, so they give incentives. Some schools even give, or some districts even give mortgages as incentives. Like they have like a mortgage allowance or a mortgage support kind of incentive. So it really depends. It's important that before you say yes to a contract, you go and look through the salary schedule because these are usually available online. You just type in your state or your school district salary schedule, teacher salary schedule, and it would usually pop out. So I hope that helps. Now, let's go into specific. I'm in South Carolina. So as we have said, performance is not a factor for teachers here in South Carolina. So what are the factors for our salary? Our salary depends on two things. Our number of years of experience, how long have we been teaching? So my teaching experience in the Philippines counts. As long as it's full-time, regular teaching, it counts. So my number of years or years of experience as a teacher, that's one factor. And the other factor is my educational attainment. So those are the two factors that determine teacher salary here in South Carolina. In terms of years of experience, it ranges from 0, so you're a fresh graduate. Yes, you can teach right away. 0 years of experience to some districts cap it off at 23. Some cap it off at 25. Some cap the years of experience at 30, 35, and two school districts here in South Carolina cap it off at 40 years of experience. And what two districts are those? They are Charleston and Lexington or Richland 5 school districts. So they factor in up to 40 years of experience. Can you imagine that? Wow. Now, educational attainment. There are 5 categories here in South Carolina. The lowest is bachelor's degree. The second is bachelor's plus 18 units of master's education. So bachelor's degree, bachelor's plus 18, master's plus 30, and then doctorate. So those are the 5 levels of educational attainment that determines your salary. So as what I've heard, as what I've asked some of my co-teachers and administrators before, the plus 30 can either be 30 units in a doctorate degree or 30 units in another master's degree. So they count it. It depends, they say, on the district, but most of the time, and for example, I already have a master's and I decide to take another one. So it's gonna be master's plus 30 for me. And then the highest and the cap would be doctorate. So I want to give you like a specific numbers in terms of how much you can earn when you teach here in South Carolina. So again, J1 teachers are paid in the same way and in the same level, following the same salary schedule as regular local teachers. All right? So this is based on the 2023-2024 South Carolina salary schedule for teachers. According to that salary schedule, the lowest salary you can receive, so I'm basing it on 0 experience, bachelor's degree. The lowest I can get, the salary I can get is $42,500 a year. That's US dollars. So $42,500 US dollars is the lowest rate for teachers all around South Carolina. $42,500 US dollars. You can compute that, convert that into your own currency. Now, let's pretend I don't have a master's, so I'm simply a bachelor's degree holder, but I have 25 years of experience under my sleeve. The highest salary available for that level is $74,309 a year. Now, let's say we're in the middle. I have a master's, but I only have like 5 years of teaching experience. So your salary in South Carolina can range from $48,000 to $60,000. That's based on the 2023-2024 salary schedule. This sounds big if converted into our local currency, but if it's used here in the United States, trust me, this is just enough. Because research shows that the salary of teachers are around 26% less than the inflation rate. So our salary does not rise with the inflation. So if you come to think of it, what we earn if we spend everything in dollars is just enough. It's not an extravagant salary if you use everything in US dollars. But if we send it back home, even that minimum salary, the $42,500 minimum salary for zero experience, bachelor's degree, that's already like our 2 months salary here would amount to our annual salary in the Philippines. Correct me if I'm wrong. Really, wherever you go, if you're wise with your money, if you know how to spend, you can save and you can invest. So I hope this video helps you in your journey. If you're already hired, then I hope this helps you in your preparation for your budgeting. If you're not hired and still thinking if you want to apply, then I hope this also helps you to clarify if you really want to go this path. So whatever it is, at the end of the day, teachers teach more than just the money. Because they say if you teach just for the money, you will quit. You'll quit so easily. You'll forget about the amount because teaching is more than just a job. It's a vocation, it's a passion. So although we want good compensation, and I believe teachers deserve the best salary rate, but sadly it's a universal struggle. It's a universal truth that teachers are one of the lowest paid professions in most parts of the world. I'm not saying all over the world, because there are countries that compensate their teachers really, really well, but for most part of the world, yeah. But it is what it is. I hope this video helps you, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Share this video to your friends who are thinking, who are interested of teaching here in South Carolina or in the United States. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you for all your support, guys. God bless you, and thank you very much. Salamat! Mwah.